Hello, everyone. Thank you for enjoying the cycle block during the Trans Day of Visibility celebration here on GDQ Hotfix. I'm Helix. We are moving now into Cassette Beasts. We're down to just 3 runs left tonight. Cassette Beasts, Deltarune, and Sayonara Mario World 2. Of course, you do not want to miss any of those. But getting into Cassette Beasts, I'm here with AlysRujasu. Alice, take it away.
All right. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is Cassette Beasts. This is a Pokemon style monster collecting RPG, and it is my favorite indie game ever. So I really like this game, really like to speedrun it. So we're gonna get right into it. So I'm going to be running the most popular category of this, which is any percent seeded. So I'm going to be plugging a very specific seed in that is going to give me the ideal, random things in chests and battle RNG and that sort of thing. So I'm going to go into the character creator here. And so here is our main character, who is Cass. We can change Cass's appearance or pronouns or name. Let's go ahead and give him a good name for this event here. And we will go ahead and get started here. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So like I said, this is a Pokemon-style monster collecting RPG. And we just kind of wash up on shore in this random, strange island world that we've never been to. And, immediately as soon as we get here, we get drafted into just, a war with these monsters. So, great way to just kind of get greeted. And it's very important there that I select Candevil rather than Bansheep. Not just because I like Candevil better, but it's slightly important for the run. Candevil's we're not going to be using Candevil a whole lot, but we're going to be using Candevil a little bit, so has faster animations and better abilities than the sheep, so we take Candevil. So Kaylee is our first partner, and she's going to be joining us for parts of the run. We're also going to be using Felix. We're not going to get to use any of the other partners here. I have a whole other category for that called all partner quests, where we get to show off all the partners. But basically in this game, you're always in a party of 2. So it's you, one partner, and whatever monsters that you've collected between the 2 of you. So we're just going to go through some basic tutorial stuff that shows you how the battle system works and how the monster collecting works. It's all cassette themed and all kind of 80s music themed, more or less. A lot of the dialogue in this game is 80s song lyrics, and a lot of the quest names are 80s song lyrics. So you can see here, when you're in battle, the interface is a cassette player. That's kind of where you get your powers from. You record the monsters on cassette, and you play them back to transform into them. So it's a cool little system. But these tutorial battles are really straightforward. We have looked into ways to skip this tutorial part because there's a lot of glitches and skips and things in this game. It's very speedrun friendly. But the one thing we really can't skip is this tutorial section. And the problem is, even if we could skip the tutorial section, doing the tutorial unlocks too many other things in the game that if we tried to skip this, it would make it impossible to complete parts of the game. So I talked to that NPC there to pick up some healing items. I don't need the healing items, they're just for safety. since this is a marathon and I don't want the whole run to, blow up somehow.
Well.
So here we're going to do the tutorial for recording a monster, and this fight we're guaranteed to record this Dominoth. It says it's a 28% chance. That's a lie. It's always 100% chance in this battle. And again, this part's unskippable. If we were to skip this battle, then it sort of breaks other things because we don't get the right movement abilities, and yeah. So we have to do this. But the rest of this battle is pretty straightforward, so if you'd like to, make any announcements or tell us anything, go right ahead.
I do want to remind chat that your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel helps support Games and Quick Hotfix. So if you appreciate the regular content, the speedruns, the speedrun adjacent stuff, please consider subscribing. You'll get access to our emotes, ad-free viewing, and you can chat with other subscribers during our replays.
Sorry.
Alright. So we finished that battle, and we're heading over this way, and it's going to look like there's not really anything going on here, but then we're going to start to see some earthquakes and stuff. It is possible to... I got in a random encounter. Random encounters, actually, like any non-boss encounter, are just the worst, because if you're not careful, you can get into them, and some of them you can't easily run from, so it can cost you a lot of time, but that one wasn't too punishing. So we're going to go in a train station here, sort of a creepy, haunted train station, and we're going to come up here, and there's going to be a creepy, haunted train. So, can I get a train's rights in chat?
Train's rights, let's go.
Yeah, so we get a sort of interesting monster here. This is the first Archangel that we fight. Actually, I lied. Maybe there's not a train here.
Oh, no.
The other stations have trains. I promise there will be trains. But yeah, this is Morgante, who's the first Archangel, and even though she's the first boss that we fight, she's kind of the most important, and you'll see why later on in the run at various points. But this is, again, kind of a tutorial battle that shows us the fusion system in this game. So, you have a partner, and you're both transformed into monsters, but you'll get to fuse into a bigger monster, and which is, that's as cool as it sounds. We don't actually do a lot with fusion in this run, but it is important for like one fight later on, and you'll see it happen here.
I refuse.
But this fight is mostly scripted. But one of the things in the seeded category of this run is that Haley's Sirenade tape comes with this spit ability that you'll notice it does a smack after the spit, so you get kind of 2 attacks in one, and that double attack is very powerful and lets us do some cool extra things. Like, there in that battle, we were supposed to get... It was supposed to go on for another couple of rounds, and we were supposed to get attacked with like a big scripted attack, but we got to skip all that because we attacked twice.
Archangel.
So anyway, we get to speed through a whole bunch of exposition and chatting here. Kaylee just talks about the whole fusion thing, and yeah. There is a sort of relationship meter in this game, if you want to do like friendship and dating and stuff. There's a lot of like systems in this game that the speedrun doesn't really go into. It's kind of like you can kind of engage with those parts of the game or not. So like if you're not into the whole like dating minigame, you just don't have to worry about it. So we're going to buy this pair Fusili here, and that's going to allow us to do a fusion later on. Like I said, we want to do a fusion exactly once the rest of this run. So this is Eugene. Eugene is another partner that we can have in this game. Eugene's super cool, but we don't get to use him in this run. We do a lot with him in the all partner quests category. He has a whole side quest for ridding this whole universe of land keepers, which I think is a really fun quest. But we don't get to do any of that in this category.
Hey, you.
So this is Ayante, who she also has a whole side quest in this game. She's not a partner, but she has a whole side quest with the ranger captains. You don't have to do that either. You can just skip it entirely and just go straight to doing the main story of the game, and that's exactly what we're going to do for the speedrun. So we're just going to basically ignore her entirely. We're actually going to walk into her house here, and then we're going to walk right back out, then not talk to her, because that'll unlock a fast travel point for us later. But yeah, we don't need to do anything with her. So I'll do a little jump here. When you're holding this rock, it makes your jumps a little more effective, so you can latch onto cliffs more easily. So that's why I'm holding this rock. It has to be this rock specifically, and not one of the like larger rocks, because different rocks behave differently.
I'm Felix.
So this is Felix. Felix is the other partner we're going to be using in this run. Felix is super cool and has a very important starter monster. So we're going to need him for that particular monster. We're not going to get him until... We'll get him in like a few minutes, but not just yet. You'll also notice some of these NPCs here. Those are actually scripted battles. They're like, Pokemon trainers. So we want to avoid all of them by like going behind them or jumping on their head. So we want to record a Bulletino here. Bulletinos have a dash ability that will help us to go faster in the overworld. And it also allows us to like break certain things, so very important movement ability. We get this in pretty much every speedrun category. It's not the most important movement ability, but it's important. See there, we got to dash through that rock there and just like destroy it. Whenever you see like a big giant rock in front of you, you should just run at it and that'll destroy it. Totally works in real life, so definitely try that one at home. So I have to be real careful about jumping on this trainer here, because you can't see him, and it's really easy to accidentally like trigger a battle there, and you can't run from like the trainer battles, so the only way to get out of them is to like warp back to a fast travel point. This jump here is a little bit tricky, but I got it that time. So I'm wandering over here because, again, like I said, there's a lot of fast travel points that I want to unlock. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get this magnet. And that's going to unlock another train station. But we're not going to fight the Archangel in it just yet. We're going to unlock fast travel here. So all these train stations have a magic crab in them who can do like the fast travel system with the train stations. So we have to talk to this magic crab to unlock that. It gives us a tutorial. We don't actually use the fast travel there, but it's important to unlock it. And again, I'm just going to be doing a little traveling here. And it's sort of like once I get all of this out of the way, then all of the travel after this is fast and we can get everywhere easily. I do have to do menuing. So I'll need to go in here. I'll need to replace the smack with custom starter and move that down here. The order that the abilities are in is very important because that causes things to trigger in the right order. As you'll see here. So I put custom starter in front of raise arms. So when this battle starts, custom starter is going to activate raise arms before the battle even starts. So that increases our attack power. That's very important for this fight, because if we didn't do that, we wouldn't deal damage fast enough here. So we're going to use Bonbon Blast, which is an ability that has an 85% chance to hit. But since we're in a seeded category, we know the RNG in advance. So we just use it when we know it's going to hit, and we don't use it when we know it's going to miss. So that's why sometimes I'm using Bonbon Blast, sometimes I'm using Sonic Boom. It's just because of the RNG. And then here I'm going to use Sonic Boom because it'll hit both enemies. And it'll take them out in one hit because we have the raised attack power. That fight, in other seeds, that fight's really hard, and in other like strategies that we've used, but doing it that way, it's perfect every time. Zero risk in that fight. It used to be a really
Thank you.
Dicey battle before I think Garfield came up with that strat, Garfield the Lightning. So I'm going to swap this down here, and I'm going to remove this because that custom starter is super important for, you know, getting off abilities before the fight starts. So we're going to put that custom starter onto other things. Here we're going to record this jumpkin. This usually has 100% chance to record the jumpkin, but it is possible for it to fail, and if it fails, then we have a bad time here. This looks like it should be fine, so we're going to hit it with that Zephyr, and that should raise it to 100% chance. Yeah, it did. We only get one of those tapes to record the jumpkin with, so we lose a lot of time if that doesn't work for whatever reason. But it did work, and that gives us access to the Vine Ball movement ability, which is the most broken movement ability in this game. You'll see why very soon, but it's going to let us do fun out-of-bounds shenanigans and just, in general, go wherever we need to go. That glass camouflage that we're buying is going to allow us to cheese battles along with Felix's monster here that I was talking about, which is Brush Room. So Felix is going to show us a little sort of comic type thing, and then we're going to get him as a partner. So Brush Room, we're going to equip with that glass camouflage, and we're going to put the custom starter on paint swipe.
Cool.
And so most fights from here on out, we're going to see start out with that particular combination. Glass camouflage and then paint swipe. So that's going to turn enemies to glass, and then we're going to shatter them using wind attacks. So again here I'm going to do a little bit of... I didn't mean to save there, but it's probably good that I did. I'm going to do a little bit of traveling here. There's Barkley the dog. Everybody say hi to Barkley. We love Barkley. Barkley is a very good boy. Barkley is another character that you can partner with. Again, we use Barkley in the all partner quests category, but most of the traditional speedrun categories, you don't get to use Barkley. I need to go over here. So this chest has another custom starter. So that's going to allow us to break boss fights even more, because now the wind attacks will get off at the beginning. It's unfortunate that... Sorry, what's that? Oh. Sorry, I could, like, barely hear you.
Type chat, and we're having just a little bit of technical difficulties.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing frame drops on my side. Sure.
Well, we're really quickly figuring this out. Shout out to Tank. I want to mention that if you all want to see the entire hotfix lineup, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Also, click through to the in-depth schedule. You can see what's going on this week. See it. I guess you can see the 2 remaining runs left in the day. But yeah, there's lots of cool content there all the time. So make sure you head over to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Check it out. Shout out to our tech team, by the way. Can everyone say thank you, GDQ tech team? They put in a lot of work to make not only this possible, but everything you see on Hotfix.
I'm still seeing a lot of frame drops here. I'm gonna I'm sorry. Still dropping.
All right, we're going to take just a quick second to take care of these tech issues. Thank you all for sticking with us. We will be right back. All right, thank you all for being patient. Thanks to the wonderful work of our tech team, we are back with our Trans Day Visibility Showcase. Alice, let's play some Cassette Beasts.
All right, let's get back into it. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So I just got a second custom starter sticker. This ghost here is being a little difficult here. Yeah. I'm just trying to get that ghost to stop chasing me, because otherwise I'm going to get into a fight as I'm trying to climb this thing. Okay. Alright. And I'll need to do a little menuing here quick to put this custom starter here. So that should be correct. So that's going to put custom starter onto spit. So the beginning of this next fight is going to be... Really? Alright. Well, I should be able to get away from this fight easily, because there's only one. But, yeah. So we're seeing how the fight's going to unfold. We're just seeing it against a regular enemy instead of against a boss. But the strategy is going to work against bosses, where as soon as they get hit by 3 wind attacks, they'll die instantly. So we're just kind of... Like, if you play Magic the Gathering and you've seen players win with a combo kill, that's basically what we're doing. We're just kind of combo killing these boss enemies. So here we're in a train station, and we actually will see a train this time. Promise we're actually going to see a train. There we go. So we're going to get another Archangel fight, and this is going to be against the enemy Babolith, which is the Tower of Ignorance, and Babolith tells bad jokes for some reason. I don't know why, but they're all really terrible, and I love them. You won't get to see any of them because we'll be like going through text so quickly, but yeah. Love this boss. It just tells bad jokes for absolutely no reason. But you see how quick most boss battles are going to be from here on out, so really the boss fights for the rest of the run are super easy. The hardest part of the second half of this run is just like executing skips. So need to... So this next fight is, as I say that, this next fight can be a little awkward. Yeah. Right. So we're actually going to move Brushroom out and put Dominoth in. And we're going to do kind of the same strategy for this next fight, but we have to play around with it a little bit to get it to work. So Papatox is a boss battle that has a gimmick that makes our way of cheesing it not work as well. So we have to do some kind of extra steps for it. So we have another train station, and normally you have to do like a whole dungeon here. But using this Vine Ball ability, we can just go up here and we can just go out of bounds and skip the whole thing. So don't have to do any of that dungeon.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yep. And it won't be the last time you see that either. So, I think Papatox is really creepy, by the way, just saying. But yeah, this fight, on certain seeds, this fight goes fine, but on the seed we're using right now, this fight's pretty awkward. So we're going to switch to Brushroom, rather than having Brushroom at the beginning, and that's just going to manipulate the RNG so that we hit the right enemy here. Because you always need to hit the big Papatox here. You can't hit either of the puppets, because you'll see here we're going to hit a puppet, and it just counterattacks it and doesn't do anything. So we always attack the spotlight because Papatox moves to the spotlight. So we had to do a lot of specific manipulation for this fight. Like, if any of that menuing that I had done earlier was even a little bit wrong, this fight would just not work at all. I actually have a safety save just in case I screw up the menuing that I would have called up if something had gone wrong there. But it all went perfectly, so that's another fight down. So we need to do one more train station. 2 more, actually. So I need to switch to 30 FPS for this next trick. And bring Brush Room back in. And so here we're going to move them around, and we're not going to use Sonic Boom for the rest of the time. We're just going to use Custom and Spit, so we can just take it off. So here I'm going to try and do a cutscene skip. So we're going to use Morgante to help us with that. So the reason we call up Morgante there, not in quite the right place, is essentially there's a glitch where there's a cutscene that's supposed to happen when you go in that door. So by activating a different cutscene, we skipped the cutscene that was supposed to happen, because the game can only load one cutscene at a time. So a lot of times I have trouble with that trick, but it went pretty well there. But yeah, again, that would have been a whole dungeon if the cutscene had gone off. But with that skip, we skipped the entire dungeon. So there's a whole, like, Alice in Wonderland type of subplot that we just got to skip entirely, so that's why we're fighting Alice now. So I guess this is Alice versus Alice? I don't know. But again, this is going to be a pretty quick fight where we just attack it a couple of times and game over. Do I have to unequip anything here? No. Again, Morgante is going to show up. Morgante shows up after every fight to give us pieces of the song. We don't need to... The song helps us solve a riddle. We don't actually need any of that. We already know the answer to the riddle because we're on a custom seed. Yeah. We just use the song for that cutscene skip. So normally, we're going to go to Morningtown. Normally, to get into Morningtown, we need to have Kaylee, and we need to be level 15. Otherwise, this guard will stop us. But he won't stop us if we do another cutscene skip. And I got it perfectly first try there. So this part of the game actually goes kind of interesting if we don't have Kaylee here, because Kaylee is supposed to be in these next few cutscenes. I'm going to try another skip here. Sometimes I don't get this skip, and it's fine if I don't. It just costs me like a little bit of time. Yeah. So we have to watch this cutscene, but it's a fun cutscene anyway. You'll notice Kaylee is in this cutscene, even though she's not. Felix kind of plays the part of Kaylee for a little bit here.
Oh no.
Great voice acting, by the way.
Kaylee, hot.
Sorry.
Jacqueline?
Yes.
See ya.
We got another train station.
Yeah. Huh?
And this boss is going to be Morningstar. Dorian's actually going to talk to Morningstar before we do here, and that's going to go great for him. Just, you know, great idea here by Dorian. Yeah. So again, you see more of Felix getting Kaylee's lines in this part of the game. And we'll get a similar quick battle here. This is a little bit annoying with Morningstar does a lot of preemptive attacks and counterattacks, so that slows this down a little bit. But otherwise, it's still going to be a quick fight. Just spit, and we'll try to run away here and fail. And that just does a little bit of extra RNG manip. We get one more verse of Morgante's song, and then we're going to get a little bit more cutscene stuff going on, and I'm going to get to show off another cool little glitch. It's just a little one, but I like it.
Dorian! Sorry.
So normally there would be a cutscene with Kaylee here, but it doesn't happen because Kaylee's not in the party. So I go up here, Vine Ball, and it just instantly sends us back to town. And it's just because when you do that Vine Ball on top of that door right there, it kind of puts you inside the door, so it triggers the door, but the door doesn't know where to send you, so it sends you back to the beginning of the game. Yeah, it's just programming things. You know, don't think too hard about it.
Yeah, I suppose
So
I could see why
anyway,
that would happen.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have a little sort of exposition scene here where we learn about the final boss that we're going to be fighting here. So if you want to talk about some things, go right ahead.
I would be happy to. Something I have not mentioned yet
Okay,
today
sure.
is the GDQ Discord, and I highly recommend joining that, giving yourself the hotfix role, because that is the best way to stay up to date with all things GDQ
you're
hotfix.
mad,
There's lots of cool content, different stuff going on each week. And of course, if you want to check out the whole roster, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix, by the way. But back on topic with the Discord, yeah, in that Discord, you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. Again, I highly recommend assigning yourself the hotfix role, and you can use !Discord in our Twitch chat for more information.
Man.
Yeah. So this little bit here is almost over. So we just talk to this mirror over here, and that warps us back to town, and we talk to Kaylee and Felix about things. Normally, like, the whole gang would be here, but we only got Kaylee and Felix, so it's just them. And we're actually going to swap Felix out, because we can't use Felix for the last boss of the game. There's a whole... Basically, we didn't get enough, like, friendship points with Felix to use him for the final battle. So we have to take Kaylee, because you can always take Kaylee. Normally, you wouldn't even notice this in the game, because it's pretty unlikely that you'd get to this point without having done people's quests already, but yeah, we don't get to use Felix here. So we take Kaylee, and so it's just us and Kaylee. There is a bit where, like, if you do everybody's quests, then they all kind of join you at the end here for like the final battle. And it's very fun and climactic, but we don't get any of that in the speed run. It's just basically a solo battle. So again, we're gonna, do the same thing we've done for other dungeons. We just use Vine Ball, go out of bounds. Sometimes I don't do this trick right, but yeah, we just go up here, go behind the door, and normally you have to do a whole dungeon just to get that door to open.
What?
And we skip the whole thing. So we skip the whole, final dungeon. So Alepht's gonna do a whole big villain monologue, and he's gonna bring back all of the archangels that we fought earlier on. He's gonna talk about story stuff, blah blah blah. Don't care, let's fight. So if I did all my menuing right, I did not do my menuing right. So we're going to run away here. And we're gonna come back and do this properly. This will be fine though. Just a short detour. So I have to put brush room on Kaylee. That's literally the only thing I did wrong. It's like I said, there's just a lot of stuff in here where you do one little bit of menuing wrong and the whole fight's just trashed and you have to go back and fix it. Okay, yeah. That happens every now and then. Oh my god. Okay. All right, I think we got it this time. Let's see.
What?
Alright, so we do have to sit through this whole monologue again, but fortunately we can go fast through it. Just hold a button down and dialogue goes by really quickly.
Quick reminder in the meantime that all your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. So please consider supporting.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I think I did that right. Cool. Alright, so we beat Aleph, so we beat the final boss, so everything's done and good, right? Yeah, this is the final boss, so of course there's 3 different phases. So we're going into the second phase here. And we get a climactic battle on top of a train, so can we get one more big trains rights in chat?
Right.
So this battle is going to start off going the same way that the other fights did. So we're going to do paint swipe and spit, and resonance is going to happen, but of course there's going to be a little bit of a catch because it's the final boss. So he's going to do a bunch of attacks, and it'll trigger resonance, but you'll see he'll get half of his health back just automatically. And then he breaks our cassette player. So we just can't transform anymore. So that's a problem.
Typical.
So we're actually going to get help from Morgante.
You. Wake up.
And Morgante is going to give us a little pep talk and say, like, the power was within you all along!
Right.
So we're going to, like, transform into Morgante here. And again, normally you'd, like, combine with everybody, with all the other partners, but we don't have any of them, so it's just with Kaylee. So it's a little less dramatic, but it does go faster. So we're going to do the most powerful thing we can do in this game, which is drink coffee. So we drank coffee twice, and drinking coffee twice is going to let us do a powerful little attack here called Coda Morgana.
Drinking coffee is powerful in real life, too.
I see.
See? It only does like 420 million damage or something. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Time is going to be coming up here when I talk to Amber. The game kind of allows you here to like save, and you can go off and do all the side quests and side content, but for this speedrun, all we're doing is beating the main story quest of the game. So this is going to be it. Time coming up. And time.
Well,
Right, GG.
So yeah, that was Cassette Beasts, any percent seated. Like I said, this is the most popular category
future has
of the game. About a dozen people running it. And really cool community, really cool game. Developers are big fans of speedrunning, and you know, have made this game very friendly towards speedrunning, and also very queer friendly. Lots of queer rep in this game, so it's really cool. If you haven't played this game, please play it. If it's on your backlog, maybe I hope I've convinced you to move it up a notch or two on your backlog. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm AlysRujasu. Shout out to the Cassette Beasts community, and shout out to trans people. Trans people are awesome. We've always been here. We're always going to be here. You can find me on Twitch, AlysRujasu. You can find me on YouTube, Rujasu55, Blue Sky, Fediverse, all that stuff. Yeah, thanks for watching my run.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on. In a maybe somewhat similar vein, Deltarune is coming up next, and that is our penultimate run with only Sayonara Mario World 2 after that. So let's end this out strong. 2 runs to go. Stick around for the remainder of the Trans Day Visibility Special on GDQ Hotfix, and we will be right back with Deltarune.